Ladies and gentlemen, before we get to this actual video, we got to talk about what is bringing this video to you, and that is W Energy. If you guys don't know what W Energy is, it is practically the best thing on the planet. Now, if you go to their website, you can actually get a flavor sampler pack. You get a little cool shaker cup, as well as 3 flavors as well. And if you also want to, go ahead and use my code SNOOPS10 at checkout to save 10% on your order, which is also pretty cool. But they have cans that you can order as well of different flavors, and then they also have different tubs that you can get as well. It's pretty awesome, and it is completely healthy for you, unlike some of the other products out there. So go ahead, make the switch, go to w.gg and use my discount code to save 10% on your first order. Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? It's me, Snoops, here, back with the last power forward build video for the Bron squad videos. Then obviously we will be moving to the small forwards. I already know who I'm doing for the first small forward build. And if you guys are interested, obviously stay tuned, because we have 5 small forwards and we're going to move on to shooting guards and then point guards. And then obviously trying to get this to last for the next couple weeks, obviously, because this weekend is, small forwards, and I'll be working on those. Then next weekend, I'll be working on shooting guards. And obviously the first weekend of August, I'll be trying to get all of the point guards out as well, just to finish off in August, because that's when we are expecting to get some more info for 2K, or at least like trying to get more of the 2K25 info around August somewhere. So, and with the new game, with 25 also dropping the first week of September, literally the first week of September, because it, like, the first day of September is on a Sunday. So literally that entire first week of September is a full week. So it's one of those situations where I'm kind of hoping that I can get this done, and then we're just immediately transitioning into the hype and getting information within like the next week or so after that. So that's just kind of like my whole plan there. And then plus it gives me time to just recuperate, make sure I'm set up and ready to get the videos and everything going whenever they do drop the info, if they drop info at that point, or, a week or so later. So that's kind of the whole ordeal there. But anyway, we got the power forward. We got Shane Battier. I know a lot of people will probably be like, Shane Battier is a small forward shooting guard. Like, he's not even listed as a power forward at all, even on Basketball Reference. Well, that's where they are wrong. Basketball Reference is incorrect with the way that they have his positions listed, because obviously it shows that even in his Miami days, he was playing in the small forward position for Miami when he was on the Bron squad. But however, he was a 4. He did play in the 4, man. Also, it's not like he is too short to play the 4, considering that he is an inch taller than Udonis Haslem. Udonis Haslem's listed at 6'7", especially in the game. So even like on the roster where they are kind of like both there, Udonis Haslem is an inch shorter than Battier, and Battier is listed as a power forward on that roster. So it's one of those situations where he did play the power forward, so we are making him as the power forward build. There are plenty of small forwards that we can make, so I'm not going to have really any problem trying to make small forwards, man, because obviously we know a lot of the small forwards that are available. Brandon Ingram being like one that's available. We got Melo that's available as well. So it's like we have like some names already from the Bron squad. Like, obviously, if you wanted to, you could have, like, you can switch it up and maybe do Ray Allen as a small forward instead of a shooting guard. It's just one of those things where we just kind of have to figure out which ones we want that is like maybe like a true small forward, and everything like that. So that would be pretty badass just in general. But like I said, we do have the list of his teammates, so it should be no problem picking out which ones we want as our small forwards, because like I said, there's like quite a few that are small forwards. We just gotta we just gotta pick and choose, man. We just gotta pick and choose. But it's gonna be pretty interesting, pretty fun to utilize. So anyway, let's go ahead. Let's get into this particular build for our boy Battier, for Batman. He is a power forward on this, and what we did use is no, we're not going to reset the attributes. But what we did use is his all-time Grizzlies version, and then we just kind of went from there. We just took some of the stats and everything, tried to make it as, close as possible. I mean, obviously, the speed, acceleration, strength, and vertical all being like the same exact thing. Not exactly the same on terms of like the actual like roster list or anything like that, because they did say it was like a 73 acceleration, but you might as well just get that extra point in there, because why not? But typically it's like a 74, 73, 74, 74. Yeah, I don't know how to explain that either. But moving on, though, to actually start it off with the finishing, we have the 86 close shot, which is, pretty solid. We got an 82 driving layup, also pretty solid. Gives you that spin cycle Hall of Fame breakpoint. And then we have an 80 driving dunk as well. It doesn't really give you anything, but does give you animations. So that's pretty good there. He's not going to be, like super overpowered, trying to dunk on people all the time, but he's going to be able to get to that rim and be able to get some dunks off, especially with two-step on gold, aerial wizard on gold. You got silver slithery, and you also have that Hall of Fame spin cycle. So we got multiple ways to get to the basket there. Yeah, it's pretty solid. Practically exactly what it calls for on the roster. So there you have it. Didn't really touch standing dunk, no point. And we did a 48 post control, just because I felt like it could have been pretty solid too. Although at this point you really don't need a post control really at all. And it's just one of those situations where it's like, if you don't have the post control, that's what I'll do. That's literally what I'll do, is I'll just increase the pass accuracy to a 68. Gives you bailout, or not bailout, break starter. But that's practically all that it does, as you can see. Like, literally, the only thing it does is it gives you break starter, which is pretty solid. So if you do get rebounds, because you are playing the 4, although you're not likely to grab rebounds, if you do, you can toss that sucker down court a little bit. Might not be the most effective, so you can't just chuck it all the way down the court, but you can, throw it up a ways down court, so that would be pretty good. So yeah, so when it comes to shooting, we have a 90 mid-range, 85 three-pointer, pretty fucking solid. I'll talk about that here in a second, and an 80 free throw. The original roster version of this, both versions that I was originally using on the roster list, both have it to where he's got a really high three-point rating, but a lower, like, his mid-range is lower than his 3. The only reason why I have it different here is just because obviously we're trying to make it actually playable, and we're still trying to make it to where we can actually fit in all the attributes possible, instead of just being like, okay, well, here's his build stat for stat pretty much, and then have it be not 99 overall, not maxed out potential, so you can pull it out. Obviously I could just make some of their build stat for stat and just be like, okay, here's the template, and then you can change the stats from there. That's always an option. But also, when it comes down to it, it's not like we're going to be able to get the 57 block and the 57 offensive rebound anyway, that this build calls for. And we also have like only like a 60 defensive rebound when it originally calls for a 56. So it's not like we're able to get rebound chaser or anything like that, or even chase down artist or anchor. So it just feels like kind of useless to really touch block and offensive rebound, just so we can also get our defensive rebound increased, and also just so we can also get the mid-range increased as well, just to give us some more badges. That's practically like the key thing here, is just giving us badges. That's practically the whole thing there. But the 90 mid-range is pretty good. That's the threshold to give us that Deadeye on gold and Hall of Fame open looks, so that's pretty good there as well. And And then obviously the 89 gives us blinders, so it's practically like a really, really good threshold that we just reached. So yeah, it's just one of those things where we have some really, really good badges here, and hopefully we can utilize those more. It's like the only other thing that you would really utilize the post control for is for post fade phenom, but I don't really think that's important really. Even as a power forward, you're more of like a spot up threat really. You're like a two-way spot up threat more than anything. But yeah, the 85 3-pointer is really, really good because that threshold gives you that corner specialist on gold, which is really, really good for like a power forward player. So you can just beat in the corner whenever you're ready. Bang, bang, boom. Hit the corner three super easily because you're Shane Battier, you're Batman over here. And then you also get Bron's limitless range, so you can at least shoot from a little bit of distance as well, especially if you have the timing down and you have the limitless range badge activated. You should be pretty good to get some shots up from distance, at least a little bit of distance, not too crazy though. You're gonna skip free throw because nobody cares about free throw. It's an 80, gives you silver, 3 points, whatever. So the playmaking, we have the 68 pass accuracy for the break starter badge pretty much, but then we also have diamond relay passer. Nothing really too crazy there, honestly. That's practically like about it. Ball handling, we have it at a 75, which is really, really damn good because the 75 does give you that ankle breaker on silver, and then we have killer combos as well on bronze, which is pretty solid. We have physical handles on gold, which is going to be very, very nice to utilize. And we also have unpluckable on bronze at least. We have blow by on bronze. We have triple strike on silver. We have handles for days on bronze. So nothing too crazy when it comes to like the overall performance of us being like an ISO player, but more so of us just being able to handle the ball and be able to get the ball out of people's hands whenever they need to reset or whatever the case may be. We have the physical handle, so we're not going to get bullied as easily. And we have triple strike, so we can get a little bit of a boost outside of the triple threat and hopefully maybe get like around our guy, get into the paint and get like a dunk or layup animation going as well. It's pretty solid, and we get some just pretty decent animations with the 75 ball handle as well. The 70 speed with ball is pretty solid here, man. The original obviously called for like a 64, but we said nah, we're going with the 70 because that does give us the pro dribble style, which is obviously faster than normal, which is what we would be using anyway. But it is the faster version of normal. Pretty good animations, especially out of the cross launch and all that stuff. So you have some a little bit of good speed there as well. It's not like you have speed booster to give you that extra boost when going when exploding out of the cross launch or anything like that. But you do have a pretty decent animation set with that dribble style, just in general. And at least you can get it. And, you know, you have hyperdrive on bronze, blow by on bronze, and triple strike on silver. So you at least have something to utilize with it as well. The shooting, we have a 74 interior defense. That's good enough for us to get that post lockdown badge on bronze. Nothing too crazy there because we don't have a block rating as well to go with it. Your perimeter defense, we do have an 89, which is high enough to get the ankle braces badge on gold. And typically doing this would mean that our build would be considered like a two-way build, but our build is not considered a two-way build with this rating just because we are a power forward. If it was a small forward, I would definitely be called a two-way 3-level threat with this build, but because we are a power forward, not a small forward, we are not called a two-way because you have to have like an 80, like higher than an 82. I think it's like an 83 plus or perhaps like an 85 plus. I don't remember, but I definitely do know if you reach that threshold of the 88 interior defense. So if I go up here and show you, if you reach that threshold of getting the 82 and then you can get like the 88 or whatever for gold post lockdown, I think, then you should be really, really good to get that that two-way name as well for being a power forward or center. But we do have the 89 perimeter, so we're just going to be really, really good on the perimeter, making sure to guard other stretches. So we're going to be faster there. We're going to be able to prevent us from getting completely posted up it's just going to be a little obnoxious, especially with the bigger forwards. But 9 times out of 10, you're not going to be guarding like a super tall power forward or anything like that. There are going to be times where you might be guarding a 7-footer, but that's not going to be likely, especially in the rec or pro-am. It's not going to be that likely. So the 89 perimeter defense is pretty good just because we have that challenger on gold. We have fast feet on silver, so we're able to practically keep in front of people, especially smaller guards. We're going to be able to keep in front of them, and we can practically get the switch off on everybody. The steal rating is an 84, which is what they call for in the all-time version, though. Same thing with the 89 perimeter defense, which are pretty good thresholds to reach, honestly, in my personal opinion. But yeah, the 84 steal is the break point for that right stick ripper on silver. If you were able to, if you just said fuck the mid range or anything else, you could easily just get it one more point to get that glove on silver as well, which is pretty solid. But I don't think it's really necessary that much. So it's just one of those situations where I just kept it at the break point that they set it as, if I can even speak. If they have it set as the 84, we kept it there because I'm just not going to worry about getting the extra point for glove when I can just sit in those passing lanes because I'm usually going to be playing off ball anyway. Unless obviously your team wants you guarding the ball handler because you have an 89 perimeter defense. In that case, whatever. But we don't have a block rating or offensive rebound because we are into power forward, so it's going to be a little bit harder for us to get those because they will weigh a lot more than the others. That's why we were able to get also like an 89 perimeter, is because we're power forward. But we do have a 60 defensive rebound. We do have box out beast on silver, or not silver, on bronze. If we were able to increase our rebounding like as much as possible and get like a 77 plus to get silver, that would be pretty cool, but it's not really necessary at all with this build. So we do have it only on bronze. Same thing with the rebound chaser badge as well. Nothing too crazy there. So speed, acceleration, both 74 as I mentioned earlier, but the 74 speed really only gives you hyperdrive. As you can see, we're not getting chased on artist or speed booster at all because of other stats. The acceleration being 74, we have blow by, we have fast feet on silver, which is pretty good. We have spot finder as well on silver. Would be able to be gold if we were able to get an 80 acceleration, but the acceleration is maxed out. Triple strike on silver and slippery off ball on silver as well. Pretty strong badges there. And then strength being a 74 is really, really good. Gives you that bulldozer badge. Improves the ball handler strength and overpowering defenders, especially when you're on the drive. But not only that, but we do have box out beast, as I mentioned. We have clamps available. Gold fearless finisher. Gold physical handles. We have immovable enforcer on bronze, so that's going to be helpful a little bit as well. Perk wall, so we can get some screens for some maybe pick and pops or pick and rolls. And then we have post lockdown as well, so we're just not getting backed down as easily by other 6'8", 6'9" power forwards. Then the vertical being a 74 is practically there for animation's sake. Mainly it would be like a 70 or whatever. Now if you really, really wanted to, what I would personally do, honestly, dropping that, and then I will probably drop this back down to like a 65, just to get the vertical up to a 75. It's not like it's going to matter. That also increased again. And we can also like drop something else. It's whatever, but I'm just not going to fucking worry about it right now. There, we'll have a 90. Fuck it. $75 strength. Screw it. All right, whatever. So you can do whatever with this. You can get the 75 vertical just so you can guarantee that you're going to get more animations. That's nothing really too crazy at all, though. Nothing really insane. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this build though in the comment section below. Obviously, it's not going to get the Shane Battier comparison just because, well, he's a small forward typically, so we would have to be like a small forward and recreate him that way in order to get the comparison. But hey, we have a 3-level threat. As I said, it's not going to be called a 2-way since we're a power forward. But we got Kawhi Leonard on this list as well. Pretty interesting there that we got Kawhi Leonard. I mean, I know why we got Kawhi Leonard, because mainly of our defensive rating as well, is the main reason. But we got J-Dub, man, J-Dub comparison, as well as all-time Rashard. Man, let me know what you guys think of this Shane Battier build in the comment section below. Obviously, like I said, it is a power forward because he was a power forward in Miami when he did play with Bron. Not every time though, not like on all the rosters or anything like that, but you know, he did at least play a little bit as a power forward when he was in Miami. That's the whole reason why he's got a power forward version of him on the 2012-2013 Miami Heat roster. So there you have it. Obviously we have some small forwards coming up this weekend. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And yeah, if you guys want to see any specific builds, let me know as well, and I'll try and do my best to make those and get those requests out for you. But anyway, that's going to be it for me. I'll see you all in the next one. Later, everybody.